Hi and welcome back to the Lovely Greens YouTube channel. Now it's been a couple of weeks since my last video, and if you've been following me on Instagram, you've been seeing loads of photos in my stories and also in my feed from Switzerland. So we've been there the last couple of weeks. Weather was beautiful. We were visiting friends, spent a lot of time in the mountains, hiking, exploring. It was an absolutely beautiful country. Now, while we were away, I actually got a birthday present for myself. So it's my birthday this month, and as a treat, I actually hired out for someone to come in and install garden paths here in the home garden. Now, I'm a big supporter, and I always put that forward when I'm talking about the allotment garden, about putting in pathways around your beds. It makes it look tidier, but it also makes it so much more low maintenance. And if you've not put them in before, put them in, because it will save you so much time in weeding and maintaining your garden space. Because honestly, we want to be growing our vegetables and growing our flowers rather than cutting the grass and trimming unnecessary weeds. So while we were away, 6 full days of labor happened here in the home garden. So the sod was taken out. It was actually dug about 4 inches deep. And then it was supported with wooden planks, and then a membrane was put down, and then it was backfilled in with 2 different types of gravel. And I absolutely love it. It's not 100% finished, and I'll go through that in a second, but why don't we go and have a look at it anyway? I've just walked down to the patio area also so I could show you just how green and lush the planter on the patio is doing. All that sunshine we've had in the last couple of weeks and diligent watering have really made it burst into life. Now, coming up the steps, now you can see the full effect of the gravel pathway, and it is a huge change from what it was before. My goodness, this entire garden has changed so much in the past year and a bit. So what was done is that turf was removed, good 4 inches, and then these wooden kind of supports on the side were put in, and they're held in together with stakes, and the stakes are actually visible. You can see them right now. And the builder had an issue in actually putting the stakes in, and so he put them in flush, but we're going to look into whether or not we can cut them down so that they're not visible. The paving stones we need to power wash first, and then we'll be embedding them into the gravel. And it's going to be really important because already me walking up and down these just a few times, you can see that they're already moving. So it's not going to be safe and it's not going to look great. So these really need to be embedded in the gravel. But let's walk up to the top and we can have a look from down that perspective. Oops, so you can see the sod here in the back. I told him just stack it up in the back. I didn't realize there was going to be so much of it, but he stacked it up really neatly. I'm going to cover this with a tarp of some sort, and then all of that topsoil will eventually kind of break down, and then I will use it to fill the raised beds and also the borders here in the garden. Right, turning back around. Look at that. Oh, I absolutely love it. The cats have been a bit funny walking on the gravel. They've been kind of hopping around. Oh, here comes Louie. Yep, see? They stay right on the paving stones. When they're in the gravel, it's a little bit of a foot flicking kind of moment. So the type of gravel that I've chosen is called Autumn Gold. And it's a warmer color. And it's a really fine kind of pea gravel. And it wasn't cheap, but it was my birthday, and I really wanted something that I would love every time I came out here. Hey, Louie, how's the paving stone? These guys have been in the cattery for the last couple of weeks, and they were very pleased to see me when I picked them up. Right, so as far as the raised beds are concerned, everything is growing. I have the much expected been away on holiday marrow waiting in here. But everything else is just green and lush. My friend who was watering actually picked off a lot of the cabbage white caterpillars. The chard that I have down here, it's really going to seed now, but it's still very tender. So I'll be cutting these down, and just seed, leaves, stem and all will be going into some dishes. My massive parsley here, isn't that just lush? And I've also popped in some autumn peas, and I've never grown peas in the autumn before, but I know it is possible. So we'll see if any pea pods form on these. We love coriander, and that's also called cilantro if you're in the States or North America. I'm not sure how it's called in Canada. And I have some in the greenhouse, but I also wanted to show you some over here. So this is some coriander that has gone to seed. And actually it's quite funny. A lot of Americans don't realize that the coriander spice is actually cilantro seed. And that's, you know, the name of it, coriander seed or coriander leaf here in Britain. And I've been collecting some of these seeds already. It's really quite easy. Let's see if I can look for some that's a bit darker. So here, for example, you can just roll your fingers and take it off the stem. And I can save this and sow it next year. Before I left, I was picking quite a few cabbage white caterpillars off of these purple sprouting broccoli. And fortunately, my friend who was watering was able to pick more off for me. Otherwise, they would be a lot more holy right now. I'm just having a quick look to see if I see any more. They look all right. They look all right. And then back behind them, I've got some beetroot growing, a couple rows of them, some rocket, also called arugula, down on the end. And I don't think that the beetroot here will form really big roots, but the leaves are delicious. They taste just like chard, a bit earthier. And so you can have them in salads or stir fries or anything really that you would use chard in. Now over here, I actually had this planted up with quite a few different autumn veggies. Most of them have not made it. It's kind of a war zone in here. And I'm pretty sure they've all been taken out by slugs. There's a few survivors, some spinach here, and there's also 3 kale in there that surprisingly have resisted slug damage. So what I'm thinking I might do is actually move these guys over into this bed here. But we'll see. Now, the reason that I want to perhaps move them is that the guy who was putting in the pathways said that there were a lot of roots over here. And that wasn't really a surprise to me because the hedge is here. But I have been finding some wiry red roots in this raised bed. So I think over the winter, or maybe when it dries up a little bit in spring, I'm going to do some excavating, perhaps remove all of the compost and topsoil and manure that's in there, and then have a look at the bottom. And if the landscaping fabric is not keeping roots out, then I'm going to have to put in something a little bit tougher. I just can't get over how lovely the pebbles look. So satisfying. Now here inside the greenhouse, it is a green jungle still, and loads of green tomatoes, and also the cucumbers, loads of them, including a very big one down there. And I think some people would say probably just chuck this one, but actually I had one of this type, Deli Star, about the same size, and it was still edible. The seeds weren't that big inside, so that was all right. Loads more tomatoes, including the Sun Gold over here. And then also we have the Ailsa Craig down here as well. All in all though, it's looking pretty green, and the structure of the garden is really taking form. And I think next year it's going to be amazing. It's just starting to sprinkle, and it really is feeling autumnal here on the Isle of Man. But as you can see, the garden survived 2 weeks of being away, and that was thanks to a friend of mine who was very diligent with watering both indoors and out. Thank you very much, Tasha. And the gravel pathways, I think, have really enhanced the garden, so it's going to make it so much more low maintenance. I love how it looks. That really warm gravel, I think, really kind of brightens it up in a natural way. But let me know what you think of the garden, and also if you have a garden path or different types of garden paths in your garden, because I'm interested to know what other people are using as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for another video here on Lovely Greens. Bye for now.